Hey everybody. So today we are fishing in Long Creek. So we just got here from Matanzas River now. So we're slowly going to cruise through and actually get into the creek. While we're getting back there, we have our budget fishing rod, which is a $34 combo that we got from Walmart. So we're using that with our jig head and the paddle tail, seeing if we can't get some redfish or flounder on our way into the back. And then when we actually get in there, there's a corner spot that I really like for mangrove snapper. So we do have some live shrimp with us. So what we'll end up doing, we're going to retie this rod to a 1/0 circle hook. Probably just put a split shot on it to get it down. But we're going to try to fish just this rod today. I have a tendency of bringing way too many rods out with me. And my patience doesn't let me stick with something long enough to see if it'll work. So trying to simplify it. I did bring the fly rod as well, just in case we start seeing some topwater action to try to get a little bit familiar with that type of fishing. But we're definitely going to focus on the budget challenge today and see what we can get done with some really affordable tackle. A lot of weeds out. It has been very sunny lately, so that's obviously when that grows the most. So I'm not surprised. It does make it a little bit difficult fishing an open hook. If we weren't doing the budget challenge, I do have some weedless hooks as well, but obviously that doesn't meet the requirements for this. Let's see, we are down to our last two jig heads though, so next time we'll probably pick up some weedless instead. This is going to be an absolute nightmare trying to get through. We're also fishing the, I forgot to mention, we're fishing the incoming tide, which is why I'm heading back here to Long Creek today, because it is very tide specific. I cannot get this boat back into in the back during low tide because it gets very shallow out here. I mean, I probably could, I just don't know the channel well enough yet to avoid the spots. We'll do one more cast, and then we'll just start following the current in deeper to the creek. And once we get to my little, hopefully what is a money hole, we'll retie the rod as mentioned, just to a 1/0 circle hook with a little split shot, throw some live shrimp down. But as we're slowly making our way to the back, we're just going to keep fishing the paddle tail. I think we have weeds again already. Yeah, we do. So we'll go ahead and just turn the trolling motor off here, slowly drift back. And I will see you guys back when anything happens. And I would love to get right up on that grass edge. You guys can see to my left. So we're gonna see if we can't get a little bit closer to it, just so we can cast right on the edge of it. And then if we manage to get anything, or if we don't manage anything on this side, then we'll probably head back to the other side where there's a bit more mangroves and try to fish some of that overhang. And there's a nice flat right here behind the boat. Oh, there's something. Come on. Fish on, baby. Lost it. Damn. Oh, it's playing with it again. Come on. Let it drift back a bit. Come on, come take it. Oh, and we lost the entire back half. Did you look at that? Alright guys, what we're using are the laser circles that are offset 1/0. And we're going to get the split shots out just in case we want to use them. But for the time being, we'll free float. But I like them just because obviously you got that significant offset, as you can hopefully see, which really allows them to hook into the corner of the fish's mouth. And that circle, it essentially just hooks itself. And when fishing with fixed tackle, I like to use a tight knot. And if you're fishing with something like a jig head, where you need the extra motion, I generally speaking just use a standard loop knot. But if we end up having to retie that on, I'll show you guys how to do it. And then we're gonna start by, let's try hooking it through the tail from the bottom up. There's a couple different schools of thought on how to hook shrimp. Because we have a lot of current right now, I want it through the tail so it looks natural in the water. If there's no current, I prefer doing it in that first segment right behind the head, just because it allows it to actually move on its own. But because we are using terminal tackle on it, with the current, if you hook it in the head, it's going to look unnatural. A shrimp always swim backwards. We're pretty much just going to free line it right now, let it go with the current. We're going to go ahead and put the split shot about 2 feet up on the line. Still give that shrimp a little bit of movement without overdoing it. Let's see if we cast into this corner over here. Yep, there you go. There's something out there. Let's get a fresh shrimp on. We have plenty. We'll go ahead and chum the water with that little bit there. So this is the other hooking spot I'm talking about, that first section. You can definitely also go through the head. You just have to be a little bit more careful with all the dark organs, as you can see. You don't want to hit those because that's going to instantly kill the shrimp. There you go. It's small pot of dolphin all the way in here. See if we can get some of those guys on camera when they come by. Unfortunately, that's probably going to scare away any good chance at fish that we had, but they're definitely eating. So, seeing dolphin in the wild is definitely a beautiful sight, but not a good thing for fishing or having the bigger fish stick around. Let's get that up. Look at that, guys. Amazing. You got a pot of 3 dolphin right there. Hopefully this pressure change might activate the bite a bit. Brings the dusk around a little bit earlier. You can see all that weight coming right by. Hopefully one of them comes up and jumps. Every once in a while you're lucky to see a nice flip or something. He's eating. 2 of them took off that way. One of them circled right here. And you can just feel the temperature drop with this fog coming in. I don't know how much of it you guys can see on camera, but it's starting to get a little thick. Still very manageable to see through. Not something I'm concerned about in terms of getting back to the boat ramp and navigating the creek, but definitely worth keeping an eye on just to make sure it doesn't get way too thick. So we're just going to slowly go back along the edge here. There's a bunch of bait fish. There's the occasional time where it gets blown up on. So we'll just keep our shrimp out mixed in with it. See if anything comes in to grab it. Feeling a little tug, it might be bottom. But we'll just turn the trolling motor off for a second here. See if the line tightens up. Yeah, that's a fish. Come on. Something decent. I also have to remember I'm using a very, very small rod here. So anything small will feel a lot better than what I'm used to. Oh, nice sheepshead actually. Oh, we're wrapped on the dorsal fin. Don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Ooh, please don't get cut off. There we go. Let's go, baby. Let's lock it in spot here. Man, that's a nice sheepshead. Woo-hoo-hoo! That is a fat one. They have to be 12 inches to keep. This one more than passes the test. It's gonna make for some great eating. Just what we ordered, guys. This is amazing. Not going home empty-handed. Can't really ask for much more than that. Look at that beautiful hook set right in the mouth, right in the corner of the mouth, excuse me. That is a stud. Look at that. beautiful freaking fish. Let's go ahead and get him measured out. We'll see. We got 15 total. Is that almost 14 fork? That's going in the cooler. Beautiful. And again, guys, patience pays off. Look at that beauty of a sheepshead. They do have some big rib cages, but this one's fortunately very fat, so it should lead to a lot of meat. So we'll gotta catch and cook, guys. Let's do it. Let's see, we'll do one more cast with the live shrimp. I think we're actually gonna go ahead and tie the paddle tail on, because I mean it seems like everything is just starting to jump out here now. Lots of activities of being able to imitate a mullet instead, which is clearly the main bait out here right now. Might yield a little bit better result than live shrimp. Oh, what do we have over there? Oh, snook? Tarpon, maybe? Oh, there it is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Not interested. Come on. Oh, that hurts. Put it right in front of it. Nothing. Oh, what a bummer. I think if we had had a spoon on, that might have led to a bite. All right. See, if it was any earlier, I'd chase that fish down, retie onto the spoon, but that is not in the cards. Such an eerie feeling being out here right now. We have the nav lights on, so we're in a good spot. But just, I mean, seeing how dark it got with the fog is pretty crazy. Once we get to the channel, we're gonna go ahead and just make a run. The boat ramp is literally 30 seconds that way. I'll keep the video going just so you guys can see how close we really are. And as soon as we drop off here in terms of depth, we're at 3 feet right now. The channel, we start getting to 15 feet very, very quickly. It gets a bit deeper than that as well. So as soon as we do that, we'll get sped up and head home, and then I will see you guys back for a little bit of a sheepshead cleaning. So then we'll figure out how we're going to cook it up. It'll probably just be seared in butter. Very easy way to actually taste the fish. You don't start ruining that delicious, rich flavor with a bunch of extra toppings on it. So we'll keep it nice and simple. But I'll see you guys back. Hey everybody, welcome back. So as you guys can see, we're back in the garage now. We're cleaning this outside just because our baby is sleeping inside. But I want to get this cleaned up tonight, and then I'm going to end up cooking it tomorrow probably for lunch. So I'll show you guys what that process looks like. But we'll start by getting it cleaned up. Just got a couple gallon Ziploc bags, one for the carcass that's going in the trash, and then the other one just for the meat. Again, all we need is a fillet knife. This is by no shot the best or the sharpest one in the bunch. But let's see what we've got. I do need to go pick up a new one at some point. But we're just going to start by cutting a initial slit right behind the dorsal fin and into the head. And then we're going to go ahead and follow that spine all the way down. Get to the tail fin, go ahead and cut all the way through. We're going to leave a little bit of skin on the carcass. I'll show you why in a bit, but it really makes the skinning process a little bit easier. And now we're just going to take our knife and run it down along the spine. So you guys can see we got really close to the rib bones here. That fish is almost perfectly cleaned off. So what we'll do, we'll slide the fish the other way. Go ahead and get the fillet out. I should have bled them out a little bit better on the boat. So you can see there's a lot of bloodline left in here. The meat's very red. If you bleed them while they're still fresh, you're gonna get much cleaner meat. So, but you can see by leaving that skin on the fish, it just allows it to hold on a little bit better. You're not sliding around as much on the cutting board. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the kitchen. We're going to cook up the sheepshead that we caught earlier in this video. We're just going to do a basic pasta dish today. Nothing fancy, something super easy to throw together, minimal ingredients. So it's a quick thing to whip up. Probably takes about 15 minutes once you get started. The spaghetti we're going to use is spaghetti ricotta. This is probably my favorite type for any time I have a sauce with my pasta. It's essentially 4 angel hair pastas put together into one. I don't know how easily that can be shown on camera, but I'll see if I can't highlight that a bit so you guys understand why. As this swells up, there's a lot of grooves in it that just allows that sauce to be picked up and carried in. So what we're going to do with the pasta, I already have a pot of boiling water. Just add a little bit of olive oil to it. We're going to add some sea salt. Just a small dash, doesn't need to be anything crazy. Don't want to overdo it. There it goes. Give that a quick stir just to mix it in. And then because we're just cooking for myself today here for lunch, just going to grab a small amount of pasta. Don't need to overdo it here, but as you can see, about 1 finger's worth should usually do it. We'll go ahead and just plop it in. And as it starts to soften, we can go ahead and get it bent into the water without actually breaking it. And then what we're going to do, because we're going to finish it in the sauce, so as you can see, the pack calls for 6 to 7 minutes for al dente. We're going to cook it for about 5. And what this does, it allows it to just finish cooking in the butter lemon sauce that we're going to make and absorb some extra of that flavor while not overcooking the pasta so it gets all mushy. For the fish, we have a non-stick pan. And what we're going to do is, we already have it on medium heat. We're going to add a little bit of butter to the pan. We'll start with about 2 tablespoons. But we're going to start with some oil in the pan first. So by adding oil in, it just keeps the butter from burning. To get a little bit extra flavor, I'm just going to use some oil out of a sun-dried tomato jar that I have sitting around. Some tomatoes left. We're not going to add the tomatoes, just the oil. So just get a little bit on there. You can also use olive oil or any other type of oil if you don't have anything flavored sitting around. I just like the extra flavor in the food. And then we'll get that the butter in there. We'll let it melt off. And then with the butter, you know you're ready to start cooking once the all these kind of white air bubbles that you're seeing come off, which is the water evaporating from the butter. Once that's gone, that's when you want to start putting your food in there. So I've already pat dried the what's it called, sheepshead. We haven't rinsed it, so this is right off the cutting board as you saw in the cleaning yesterday. We're not going to do anything else to it, literally just patting it dry. Add a little bit of salt and pepper just on one side. You don't need to coat both sides since you're eating it as one whole piece. So that way you're still going to get the seasoning from the opposite side on there. So now that the pasta's kind of calming down a bit, just give it one more stir to keep it from sticking together. And make sure we keep mixing that butter around. The other things that we're going to finish out the sauce with is some fresh squeezed lemon juice. So we'll do that direct into the pan here in a second, and then we have some fresh parsley for a bit of color and some extra flavor in there. And that's pretty much the extent of it. So you can see the bubbles are starting to dissipate now. We're not getting more created, we're just getting a thick layer of white foam up on top. So as soon as that starts to die down here, which it is now, we'll go ahead and move the fish over. And we just have the pan set to medium heat. We did find a little scale there, so we'll just pick that out. But pan set to medium heat. We're going to go ahead and lower it here in a second, but I do just want to get it started. It is a non-stick, which is nice. I know in the previous videos I've been doing it in stainless steel. When you're cooking fish in stainless steel, it does tend to start falling apart as it sticks to the pan. Stainless steel is great for chicken, eggs, any sort of meat that you can allow to sit on there a little bit better to kind of build that bottom base. But flaky fish, it just comes apart. So I always recommend non-stick for any sort of fish, to be honest. But you can see we're already starting to get some white edges on the bottom here. So it's starting to cook nicely. It'll probably need about 4 minutes on each side would be my guess. So we'll just keep kind of paying close attention to it. We'll flip it when it looks like that color's starting to come up kind of on the top edges. That way we know that the center's starting to cook, and then we'll start firming up the opposite side. Alright guys, so the pasta's been in here for 5 minutes now. You can see it's starting to have a nice bend. It's still pretty firm, not falling apart yet, so I'm actually going to pull it off the heat here, strain it through a colander, stick it back in the pot for just a couple seconds. What I like to do as I'm making pasta, I need to keep it from sticking a little bit, just add a tiny bit of olive oil to it. Just mix that around. It'll add a little bit of flavor, but also keep it from clumping together too much, so we can use it in a little bit. And as you can see, our fish is starting to look nice. You can see how it's coming white all the way around the edges on both of them, while still being very pink in the center. So we're going to go ahead and flip these guys. You can see that beautiful color we've gotten on the bottom from the butter. So we'll just go ahead and stir them around a little bit, make sure we get the bottom side coated with a little bit more butter, so we can duplicate that flavoring. And now I'm starting to kind of think about my sauce a bit, so I can see our butter content's relatively low. But we're going to lower the heat a little bit because we can see it's starting to brown off. So we're going from medium heat to like a medium low. We'll add 2 more tablespoons of butter roughly. And this is just in preparation of making the sauce. So we'll add it to the center of the pan. Let that start to really melt down. That fish is only going to need about 2 more minutes. What we'll then do, so we can see we've moved the lemon and parsley down to the bottom of the cutting board where the raw fish was. So that way we can put the cooked fish up on the top where it's only been kind of finished ingredients. So we know we're not cross-contaminating. You could also use 2 different cutting boards. This just happens to be very easy and manageable because of the amount of food that we're cooking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the first half of lemon in while the fish is still sitting in here, just to get a little bit of that lemon flavor cooked into the fish. I'll squeeze a tiny bit right on top, and the rest is going right into the center of that pan. So you guys can see this is extremely simple. I mean, at this point, the only thing we have left to do is pull the fish, add the parsley into that sauce, and then start combining everything. And don't forget these sun-dried tomatoes that we used the oil from in the beginning. It's just going to add that tiny bit of extra flavor as well. Something you can definitely live without, but I like the additional depth. Let's go ahead and peek at the other side, see how that's coming along. See, it's getting a nice brown color as well, so this fish is going to be good to pull off. Getting about 4 minutes on each side. You can see that firmness, it's just starting. It's probably hard to see on camera, but it's like pulling apart on all the different flakes. That's the easiest way to tell that it's done. It's not going to pull apart if it's still raw in the center, just because those muscle fibers are hanging on to each other. But you might be able to see that beautiful white meat in the center. So now that we have the fish off, we're going to lower the heat a little bit more. Just put it pretty much down all the way on low. We're going to get the parsley added in here. And we'll go ahead and turn the heat off. That butter's still going to stay warm, so it'll keep cooking the parsley a tiny bit. We're just looking to soften it a little bit, take the worst of the crunch out. I wish you guys could smell this through the camera. I mean, the aromas coming off of the pan are absolutely incredible. So now that the parsley has softened up, we're just going to add the butter, or the pasta, straight into the butter sauce. And then we're just going to mix it around here for about 2 minutes. So you guys saw that we undercooked it by about a minute. But because we don't have as much liquid in here now, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook through, especially because it's cooled down as well. So giving it about 2 minutes in here should make it a perfect al dente, which still offers some bite, but it doesn't make it crunchy. And you can see the pasta's gaining a rich brown color from the butter that's been browning up here in the pan. It is really getting all that flavor out. All right, so our pasta's been in here for a few minutes now. We'll go ahead and get everything plated up. I'll show you guys the final result, and hopefully you guys feel up for cooking something like this one day. Please leave some comments down below if you actually end up making this recipe, or at least have plans to, or if you have any recommendations on things I can change in the future. So we'll get this thrown together, and I'll show you guys how the fish looks on the inside. It's going to be that beautiful white flaky meat. And then I'm going to go ahead and go enjoy my lunch. And we are going to save that last little bit of butter sauce here, because we're going to go ahead and throw our fish, or that on top of our fish. Get that last little bit out of here, get the extra flavor on. And there you have it. Probably spent, I don't even think I spent 15 minutes on this. So again, very, very quick recipe to make, super rich flavor. Everything that you can really ask for in a pasta dish, if you ask me. And then just to show you guys how that lovely flaky meat comes, you just see how it breaks off. That's this beautiful white fish. So I'm going to go eat this, and I'll see you guys back in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the content and want to keep supporting future video creation. So thank you guys very much.